What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? How in the hell are you guys? How are you? Let's get something up on the screen here, guys. All right. I just wanted to pop in, guys. I don't know how long my voice is going to last. I sound okay right now. I don't know how long it's going to last, though, guys, so we'll see. So I figured, you know what? While the voice is here, let's hop on. Let's have a little bit of a chat with everybody. Um, So I won't be, because there won't be a live stream over on the Patreon tonight. I'm going to have the open mic. So we're going to have open mic Wednesday today. I took a vote over on the Patreon. Everybody wants to have open mic. So we're going to have open mic. So yes, the voice is surprisingly really, really good. What I did since this morning's live stream is I just shut up and didn't talk all day. So my voice is kind of back a little bit. But as soon as I talk for about, I don't know, as soon as I talk for a little bit, it'll start to fail on me again, I'm sure. But in the meantime, let's get into the chat, guys. Let's see what's going on. Amazing Coins, what's up, brother? Had to be the first on this one. Hope you're feeling better up. Little bit, brother, little bit. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Eddie, what's up, buddy? Thank you, brother. Many thanks and blessings, Rob. Blessings to you too, my friend. God bless, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super sticker, my friend. Absolutely greatly appreciate it. Guys, the fact that you guys are here and supporting me when I'm sick, that's absolutely fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, House, what's up, buddy? A little bit, man. Feeling a little bit better. Paul, what's up, buddy? I appreciate you being here every day, every stream, man. WF Capital. Zebec, absolutely. Isaac, my guy, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Um, All Braves fan, what's happening? I saw Mr. T's executive order with AI learning for students today, wondering if EduFi projects like Open Campus are things to watch. Probably in the next cycle, it might be something that we start to dive into going into the bear market. We might have a look at it, see if the narrative is you know, worth its weight in gold or what. You know what I mean? Guys, as always, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Doesn't cost you a damn thing. So go ahead and do that for me, guys. It would be absolutely greatly appreciated, man. Greatly, greatly appreciated. What else do we have? Hey, Rob, thank you for keeping us updated despite not feeling 100%. We appreciate it. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Jack Sparrow in the house. Rob, my man, I hope you're feeling better. Zebec recovered faster than you. Yes, it did. Zebec rebounded like a beast, man, like a beast. Look at this. Look at this. That red candle yesterday, look at this big green candle. The green candle today was twice as big as yesterday's red candle, right? And here's something I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is one of the main reasons I came on, okay? Because I see a lot of it, especially with projects like Zebec, like Jasmy, and many, many others, guys, okay? And the point that I want to get across to you guys is this. When you see somebody, whether they're on X, whether they're on YouTube comment section or in the chats or anything like that, when you see somebody fudding a project, right? You have to stop and ask yourself a very fundamental question. It doesn't even matter what project they're fudding, okay? The question is this. If you don't like a project, what's normal is to say, you know what? I don't like that project and not buy it. That's normal, right? When someone actively goes into comment sections, goes on X to make posts, goes into chat of live streams, and starts attacking people verbally, calling them names and stuff because they don't like the project the person is talking about, that's like next level. So you have to ask yourself, what is the motivation for this person to have such an actively passionate hatred for a project, to spend their time and energy making toxic, negative posts on X or on YouTube about it, right? there has to be more to it than simply they want to help people. Because if they wanted to help people, they would be reaching out with an open heart and saying, hey man, I'm concerned about this. They wouldn't be viciously and maliciously attacking people who talk about the project, right? So you have to be careful with those people, because usually the reason they're FUDing and passionately hate a project is because one of two reasons. One, they bought the top and then it dumped. So they bought into the hype when it was pumping, and they bought it up here and then it crashed. They bought that. Or they're part of an echo chamber where the content creator that they watch hates the project and FUDs the project because they're invested in a competitor of that project, right? So it's kind of like Ethereum people FUDing XRP, right? They have a financial interest in seeing XRP do bad. So they try to cost XRP investors money by FUDing the project and putting out misinformation so that people don't invest in it, right? So you have to ask yourself, why does this person have such a passionate reason to FUD a project? If you don't like something, like, I'm a perfect example, guys. Have you ever, in the 2.5 years I've been making videos on YouTube, have you ever seen me make a video or FUD a single project, whether I like it or not? Never. I have never FUDed another project. And the reason for that is that I believe it is irresponsible if you have a platform to try to crash a project that other people have a financial invested interest in. That is irresponsible to do that, right? So to people who spread FUD, for me, it's normal to talk about a project if you like it. You know my motivations for talking about Jasmy and Zebec and Swiftcoin and Onyx Coin and Bitcoin and XRP and Stellar and all these other projects, right? You know my motivation. I like them, so I talk about them. It's normal for people to talk about projects or to talk about anything that they like. It's not normal for people to passionately talk about things that they don't like. That's weird, right? That's like next level stalker X weird, like peeping Tom in your window at 9 o'clock at night, stalker X weird level. That's what that is, right? So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there, guys. Shane, what's up, buddy? Galaxy Shooter, what's happening, man? Matt, good to see you, brother. Mary, I appreciate you too, Mary. My guy, great to have you back, you handsome bastard. Thanks, man. Don't make me laugh. I'm gonna start coughing everywhere. Let's get the Bitcoin chart on the screen. One love, voice already sounds better. Thank you. Yeah, but if I talk for more than a couple of minutes, see, my voice is already going. I sound like Super Dave Osborne again already. So, Alfredo, what's up, buddy? Quentin, good evening, my man. A guy, Rob, glad you're starting to feel better. Gonna miss that voice, so it's back for now, brother. Otaku made me late. Otaku tariff tax, brother. Otaku tariff tax. Danny, what's up, buddy? Gamma Goddess, there she is. Thank you for all you do. Looking forward to the Patreon open mic tonight. Yes, it is an open mic on the Patreon tonight. Your boy uses his power. Nice. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, brother. What's going on, crypto fam? Let's get this money. Finally in the green with Zebec. Because of the DCA yesterday. There you go. See, buying the dip pays off, man. Strawberry Dragon, this is the best. Future family. Thank you, Rob. Hey, no problem. Madman, Weirdo Wednesday in the house. Harlow, what's up, man? Glad you're feeling a little better. Your voice is giving me Al Bundy vibes. Nice. Doug, what's up, buddy? Aaron, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Carlos, what's up, bro? Glad you're doing better. Thank you. It breaks my heart to hear you like this, bro. But you still here. You're awesome. Thank you so much, man. Milk Money. What's up, future family? Kills me hearing you like this. I admire your dedication to us. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I missed you guys. I missed one full day. And I feel like I've been gone for a week. Brandon just got off a 12-hour shift. Friday payday. Yes, I didn't do any DCAing today myself, guys. Because, obvious reasons, right? So, yeah. There you go. Amazing coins. Shots fired, you boy. Shots fired. Still beat you. Zebec. Yeah, nice. Nice. You and me both, man. You and me both. Yes, absolutely, guys. Make sure that you hit the like and subscribe. Also, before we get started on the news, guys, we got to give a shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Self-Custody Wallet. Get yourselves one today, guys. You can get yourself I'm tongue-tied now because I'm losing my voice. I can't talk. Get yourself the 2X wallet, the 1 wallet. You can get the all-in-one card. Check it out. Use our link down below, guys. Phenomenal deal, man. Phenomenal deal. Isaac, my dude, a little something for your work while sick. Call it sick pay. Ha, sick pay. Nice. Well played, my friend. Well played. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. You know that? All right, what do we have in the news? Guys, if you didn't see it, okay, I uploaded a video to Crypto Blueprint today, so go check that out. Also, I have a video coming out later tonight, 11 o'clock here on Crypto Future, okay? And it is covering the Zebec spaces. There are some incredibly bullish things that are coming out of that spaces, guys. It's about an hour long. They talk about a lot of key things, their future plans, their partnerships. They talk about they're in talks right now with a massive deal, right? You want to get every little bit of that. They assured us people have been concerned about the token unlocks. Listen, their buyback is going to outpace the token unlock. So they're going to be taking more coins out of circulation than are being put in, okay? So they talk about that in there as well. So you're going to want to check it out, guys. It comes out tonight at 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I gave everybody on the Patreon a sneak peek. I gave them early access to the video. They've had access to it for about 2 hours now. If you want early access and stuff like that, guys, get over to the Patreon. Make sure you shoot me a sub over here on Crypto Blueprint as well. Exclusive content there, guys. Check it out. Check out the M2 money supply today, guys. Here's the latest and greatest on that. Boom. US, a little bit of a dip yesterday, on its way back up. China's M2 just keeps going straight up here, guys. Japan's keeps going straight up. Euros, M2 keeps going straight up. Things are looking super fantastic. Check this out, man. Check it out. Look at that beauty. Look, it looks like we're going to start just doing this right now, guys. It kind of looks like we're just going to do it ahead of time, similar to what we did here. See how we acted ahead of this? We're kind of doing the same thing here, right? So very cool, man. Very cool. I dig it, you dig it, we dig it, man. When I dip, you dip, we dip. All right, what else do we have? We got all kinds of news. I'm going to get into a video so my voice can rest. Uno momento, por favor. Facebook co-founder speaks on the importance of market craft.
Founder and economist Chris Hughes out with a new book this morning. It's called Market Crafters, the 100-year struggle to shape the American economy. It explores the history of capitalism. He joins us now. Got a whole bunch of things to talk to you about, but
I'm ready.
But maybe the best way to start is to try to put this moment in terms of our politics and maybe our economy in the context of what you looked at? Because you talk about sort of the whole sweep of history. And by the way, Democrats ruling and Republicans ruling.
Absolutely. So this book makes the case that there's a long history of policymakers organizing and managing markets for political goals, things like making Americans richer, safer, more economically stable. That's a joint project. Republicans do it, Democrats do it, and only by uncovering that hidden history are we going to figure out some way to rebuild after the chaos of Trump in this moment.
Okay, so here's my question. How important is, you went to Harvard, for example. How important do you think government spending as it relates to universities, science endeavors, and things like that, compared to the quote-unquote true private market where there's no government money at all?
It's incredibly important. I mean, the universities are a major engine of research and development, and as you've seen over the past half century, the overall public investment in R&D has gone down, and a lot of that has shifted to the universities as being the engines of doing that. Now, for me, at least in the context of my research, what I find is even more powerful is when government institutions are doing that kind of R&D, making those kinds of investments for political goals. So something like the CHIPS Act from a few years ago, Republicans started in the first Trump administration. Republicans believed we needed to make semiconductors here. The Biden folks agreed. Congress passes it. Now we have 5 of the world's largest semiconductor fabricators either operating or opening plants here. That's a major investment of R&D, of course, but also of industrial policy to make us safer, and it's successful, and we can learn a lot from it.
There's been a lot of criticism about tariffs, but is there any example that, I mean, you talk a lot about more, I would say, carrots than sticks, if you will, but are there any examples where the stick has worked?
Well, I think on balance, the public investment industrial policy is a much better way to accomplish these goals. So bringing back jobs in American manufacturing, for instance. I think targeted tariffs can work in some moments, but I definitely don't think that's what's happening in this.
What do you make when we see a press release like Roche announced this morning they're going to have make a $50 billion investment in the U.S. They say it's going to create 12,000 jobs over the next 5 years. Right. We saw NVIDIA make a statement last week. We saw Apple make a statement 2 months. Is that policy by press release, or is that real?
No, I think it can be real. However, I also think that if Trump fires Powell, then the chaos in those markets is going to lift the cost of borrowing. It's going to make it a lot harder to follow up on those kinds of promises. So I think I'm American, I'm a patriot. I believe that it would be great to have those kinds of investments here at home. I just think that in the long term, it's a much better way to go about doing it.
One of the things I've been thinking about is assuming that Powell is out next May anyway. And assuming that Trump is going to put his person in then, why would the market dislike his firing, but be fine with whoever replaces him? Because you're going to think that because of what it says.
Because of what it said. Because of what it said.
But the practical reality may be no different.
I don't think that's right. I think, you know, a quarter of the book that I write about is the history of the Fed and why its insulation, independence is so important to its success. And so, first off, the Federal Reserve Act is very clear. The chair cannot be fired unless it's for cause. Now, the FTC Act also says that, and Trump has fired 2 of the Democratic commissioners. So we'll see if he follows the law in the first place. However, if he does fire the chair, he can also remove the other governors. So if he so chooses, if the courts uphold that way of thinking about it. And so all of a sudden you have a board of governors which is entirely dependent on the political cycle. And how are you going to trust that to guarantee price stability, let alone financial stability or full employment?
Why do I just have almost my default position is that the government is probably the worst entity at you're snickering.
I'm not snickering. I just have a sense of what you're going to say.
It's the worst. No, it's just historically central planning and trying to allocate resources based on what 100 intellectuals in an administration think they should do. It just hasn't worked out in the past. And you know, iPencil, Adam Smith, the invisible hand, that industrial policy, and I would say both sides probably make mistakes in terms of trying to orchestrate industrial policy. Solyndra on one side, you know, and then the Republicans do tariffs on the other side with all the unintended consequences of tariffs. It just seems like central planning and industrial policy never works.
So I'm with you on central planning, but you like the Fed.
Is
right?
that different than industrial planning?
Well, what I'm talking about is something called market craft. And so I think the Fed is a good example here. I imagine you like it. Most investors, watchers of the show believe that on balance, it's a good thing to have.
You notice
Fed
he
is
has a
literally
hostile
guiding
look on his
short-term
face. Is
money
it just
markets.
me?
Sets
Right.
the price of
Or
credit,
does he look
and then
hostile?
it buffers and ensures that in any given day, it functions in an orderly fashion. That's not planning, nor is that a free market fantasy.
Bro's
That's market
coping.
You
craft.
think the
And
government can
that's
decide
a powerful
which
and inspiring
but the Fed,
example
not
to learn
talking
from.
about the Fed, but let's talk about just innovation in the way that, the way that the private sector decides to allocate resources for things. You don't think that's more effective than a bunch of smart people in Washington?
I wrote the book because I believe that the private sector is very, very
So it is,
important to spurring innovation.
No, that's
it
what the
just
whole
needs
book
to
says.
be managed and
It's all
guided.
about entrepreneurs more than
but
It's a dance. You
but-
need two. You need the state and
I
you
just
need
read a
markets to
summary,
make it
but
work.
it was just that the government industrial policy has been more important than the private sector in terms of innovation.
I think this is a false choice. More important or less important. You need both of these things to guide markets and make sure that they're working the way that we want them to. You need it on climate policy. I think the Biden administration is a perfect example of between the beginning and the end. Let me just finish.
Okay.
Where climate investment doubled because of the
Right.
IRA, because we agreed, hey, climate's actually a big problem,
But we
guys,
don't
and we
agree.
need to.
He doesn't
attract
agree with
private
that.
We don't agree
He
with
doesn't
that.
agree
And
with
I
that.
think
Most
that's
people
I think
think
that's a prime example of what I'm talking about.
Well, we agree on some things and we disagree
Right,
on
okay.
others. But I think the important thing is seeing that market craft is a real history that we need to wrestle with and reckon with if we're going to be able to think about these things constructively in the future.
Well, I just want to go back to then the tariff piece, because I would argue the tariff piece is similar to the carrot
CHIPS
piece
Act.
or the CHIPS Act.
That's
It's
what I'm
just
saying.
one
And
or
both
the other.
sides use industrial policy, and it seems to be ineffective on both sides. I mean, the CHIPS Act gave, they picked Intel as one. I mean, they do have fab plants, obviously, but they picked the biggest.
But this goes
loser
back to
in
the question
industry.
whether then you're very happy they're taking money away from Harvard. My point is this
Not having
picking and
to take-
choosing thing
with-
is
no,
the problem.
I'm just saying, I'm saying with 37 trillion in debt, that we've had 30 times the amount of funding just in the last 20 years or whatever.
Right, and what
it
I've
is.
said, if you want to defund universities, we should have a debate about that. If you want to defund specific universities, we should have a different conversation about that, because that's where it gets more complicated.
But I think the key thing that I'm trying to say is that it's not just about industrial policy. You look back at Treasury Secretary Bill Simon, a libertarian's libertarian.
Right.
When he was in government in the 1970s, he worked with Alan Greenspan to set up the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to take enormous amounts of oil, store them here so that we would be able to be resilient if there was another oil embargo, and so that we could buffer the price. I don't think you would call that industrial policy. I wouldn't either, but it is market craft.
But
It's saying that
right.
we can't just wait for energy markets to supply us. We need government to have a guiding hand here to make sure these things are
Of course.
stable. And we haven't had
Then
an energy crisis in 40 plus years because of it.
Then your guys, I'm talking about Biden, used it because the emergency was that prices were too high during the midterms. So we depleted it to where we're down how much at this point?
The SPR.
Yeah.
The SPR still has hundreds of
Right,
billions of-
but we're probably
doubt.
40%. Aren't we down 40%?
Well, the whole idea is to use it to buffer. Like if you're not using
No,
it,
you
then
said for wars. You didn't say for higher
no,
energy
I didn't say
prices.
for wars. No, actually for
Well,
price
that wasn't
buffering.
an
I think it's important.
That wasn't an emergency, the midterms.
What I think is important to learn from the SPR is that we can buffer prices, right? So that when they get high, we can ensure that they don't get too expensive.
I like
and when
the
they go
I
low,
like
we
the
can
SPR.
ensure that they're exactly. And that is market craft.
It is fossil fuels, though, Chris.
Well, it is. We need them, it turns out.
Dude, his butt hurt. Holy smokes, man. He was pissed. All right. What do we got? Mike, what's up, buddy? We're all climbing up the mountain to the top right behind you. We will stop when you do. Yeah, I didn't do any DCAing today. We'll see. Maybe tonight we'll see. I see some of the altcoins are starting to correct a little bit. Not much, like 2%, but I might dabble a little bit. Volks, what's up, buddy? Bob Mormiria probably question more for Patreon. How much gas fees is determined when selling? Determined by price or volume? It's determined by the congestion of the network, folks. How busy is the network? Because it's an ERC20 token, so it's going to determine how busy is the network at that time you're trying to sell. That's going to determine your gas price, right? Your boy, I just blocked coins because I'm a sissy bear, sore loser. You're tapping out? Is that what you're saying? Volks, Afternoon, buddy. Afternoon. Dominique. Hey, Rob. You were sounding like Jim Carrey's character from from In Living Color. Wow. In Living Color. I haven't seen that show in a long time. A little bit of Wayne's Brothers. Hope you're feeling better. Absolutely. Your boy, checking in over on Crypto Blueprint. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that, man. Otaku, my guy, my brother. I haven't seen you in a couple of days, man. Let's go, guys. Winning, duh. Tiger blood. Give the money to the trade schools. Ivy League schools have massive. Yes. Yes. Thomas, what's up, buddy? Habs lost again. At least Zebec recovered and doubled my bag last night. There you go. Yeah, I'm a little surprised, honestly, man. I thought that the Habs would win tonight, but they're going to Montreal now, right? So we'll see. It's going to be a very, very hostile crowd in Montreal. It's going to be hard for Washington to play there. So make it hard on them, Habs fans. Make it hard on them. Otaku, your legs are just about gone, mate. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty bad, brother. Like I remember I was telling you guys about a week ago, my son was sick. I said he didn't have a voice at all. Here I am, right? This is what you get when you have kids, right? Your boy, don't don't tap up for no one. My guy, my dude. That's awesome, buddy. That is awesome. All right, what else do we have? I see you, boy. It's okay. Don't be a sore loser. I'll let you in tomorrow. Gerardo, hey Rob. So I'm sorry, Rob, but your current voice reminds me of, damn it, Dom, beat me to it. Nice. Okay, what else do we have? Oh yeah, I wanted to get into this article. Let's see if my voice can last through it. So the U.S. stock market explodes. What this bullish rally means for crypto. Hey, crypto enthusiasts! While our focus is often on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the latest altcoin movement, paying attention to the broader financial landscape, especially the U.S. stock market, can offer valuable context. Today, we're seeing significant upward momentum in traditional markets, and it's worth considering what this might mean for crypto. You know what, guys? Before I continue, let's go look at the SPX and find out. Let us see what we see. Yeah, I mean, stocks are having a little bit of a rally today. A little bit, right? Up about almost 3% on the day. That's pretty big for the stock market. It was up 4.5% earlier. That's pretty good for stocks. That's pretty good. It's nothing for crypto, but that's big for stocks. So the U.S. stock market kicked off the trading day with an impressive gain across the board. This positive start follows recent economic data releases and shifts in investor expectations. Here's a quick look at how the major indices opened. The S&P 500 opened up a solid 2.05% up, NASDAQ up 3.25%, and the Dow Jones also showing strength, gaining 1.16%. These are significant moves for single-day opens in traditional finance. Yes, exactly. It means nothing in crypto, but it's pretty big in TradFi, guys. Such broad-based gains often reflect improving market sentiment among investors, potentially driven by factors like optimistic economic forecasts, strong corporate earnings reports, or changing perspectives on monetary policy. How does the S&P 500 and NASDAQ relate to crypto? Well, you might wonder why a rally in the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ matters for your crypto portfolio. While the crypto market operates independently in many ways, it hasn't been immune to the forces shaping traditional finance, especially in recent years. The risk appetite when traditional markets, particularly tech heavy indices like the NASDAQ perform well, it often signals increased risk appetite among investors. In a risk-on environment, investors are more willing to allocate capital to assets perceived as higher risk, which historically includes cryptocurrencies. Correlation trends. There have been periods where Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies have shown notable correlations with the NASDAQ. Given that many crypto investors are also tech savvy or work in the tech sector, the crypto companies are often listed on the tracked alongside tech stocks. While this correlation isn't constant, observing traditional markets trends provides a piece of the puzzle. Macroeconomic factors. The same macroeconomic forces that influence the stock markets, inflation data, interest rate decisions by central banks, geopolitical events, also impact the crypto market. A positive reaction in stocks to these factors can sometimes precede or coincide with positive movements in the crypto space, reflecting a shared underlying market sentiment. Potential benefits and challenges for the crypto market. What could this stock market strength mean for the crypto investor? Potential benefits, positive spillover. Strong performance in stocks can foster a general feeling of optimism that might encourage investors to look at other asset classes, including crypto. Increased liquidity. A stock market can sometimes free up capital that investors might redeploy into riskier assets like crypto, and confirmation of sentiment. If crypto is also experiencing gains, the stock market rally can serve as confirmation of a broader positive market sentiment. Potential challenges. Divergence risk. The crypto market can, and often does, move independently based on crypto-specific news, regulatory developments, technological advancements, adoption rates. A stock rally doesn't guarantee a crypto rally. Capital outflow. In some scenarios, a booming stock market might draw capital away from crypto if investors prioritize traditional assets. And false signals. Stock market movements are influenced by different sector-specific factors like tech earnings that might not directly apply to the entire crypto ecosystem. Actionable insights for crypto investors. So how should you use this information about the stock market rally? Here's a few insights. Monitor correlations. Keep an eye on whether Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies are tracking closely with the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. This can offer clues about prevailing market sentiment and risk appetite. Stay informed. Understand the macroeconomic factors driving both markets. News about inflation, interest rates, and economic growth affects stocks and often has ripple effects. No pun intended, XRP Army. Focus on crypto fundamentals. While macro trends are important, remember that the long-term value of crypto assets depends on their technology, adoption, regulation, and community. Don't make decisions based solely on stock market movements. Diversify wisely. A diversified portfolio across different asset classes, including but not limited to crypto, can help manage risks regardless of short-term market correlation. Personally, I am a gold and silver bug. I like it. I don't dabble too much in the stock market. Moves a little bit slow for me, but sometimes I might pick up some longer-term stuff like Nvidia or Tesla. But I don't really dabble too much in stocks. I like my precious metals. I've been looking into collectibles lately. Hockey collectibles, like the hockey in plastic action figures, for example, Pokemon cards, things like that. Considering watches, maybe. If you want to know the other asset classes that I dabble in, what I buy, when I buy and stuff as well, guys, that is also going to be over on the Patreon. So I'm going to be starting to put my my acquisitions of other asset classes. Like if I go buy some maples, if you don't know what maples are, they're 1 ounce silver coins, bullion silver. When I start buying that kind of stuff, guys, well, not when, I do, I'll start putting those buy alerts over on the Patreon as well. So make sure you're there. So yeah, so it is good to diversify, absolutely, guys. Danny, oh dang, you missed my comment. My wife says I have to work hard so we can get her a new car every cycle. Hey, you know what? After you go through one cycle there, brother, tell your wife it's not going to be hard to buy a new car. If you stick to your plan every cycle, these cars are only built to last 4 or 5 years anyways, right? So tell your wife she's right in line and where she should be buying it, man. Absolutely. And we're gonna get her there. We're gonna get you there, man. What do you think about RSR? I do like RSR, rights reserved. They just had a big partnership this summer or this winter. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. One of their board members for RSR, I think, sits on like World Liberty Financial's board or something like that. Something like that, right? So yes, bullish on RSR. Beebs, what's up, buddy? My guy, my dude. Good to see you, buddy. Otaku, gotta hand it to Rob, guys. He's a better man than I. Don't forget to jump over to the Crypto Future Patreon. Join the secret society of rich weirdos. That's what we do. Big things popping, little things stopping. Otaku, you are my brother from another mother, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Danny, Rob is one of the most genuine people I have met. I appreciate you, Danny. Thank you so much, brother. 4 out of 5. Ha, thank you, brother. Thank you. Ramona finishes it off. Ramona, where have you? I feel like I haven't seen you in a month. You sound terrible. Get some more rest. I'm worried about you. Ramona, thank you so much. You are an absolute sweetheart. Thank you. I will be doing the open mic tonight, guys. I'm going to start it around 9 in about an hour. I'll start the open mic live stream over on the Patreon because I feel bad. I can't do a live. We haven't done one over there in a couple days because I've been sick. So I wanted to open up the mic for you guys tonight. Free pick. What's up, buddy? Enjoying the wrestler voice. This is my Batman voice. Swear to me. That's my Batman voice, right? You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. More awesome than The Miz. I'm telling you. All right, guys. Yeah. So listen, it's been almost an hour. My voice is almost completely gone at this point. So I'm going to shut her down. Guys, get over to the Patreon. We will be live. It's going to be an open mic tonight, guys. It's going to be super fantastic. Do it. Do it now. So I put the link in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description, guys. Get over there. Open mic tonight in about 1 hour. If you join and you don't know how to join the open mic, just ask somebody in the general chat. Somebody will help you. We have an absolutely phenomenal community over there, guys. I love every single one of you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live stream. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. God bless, guys. Have a fantastic night.